Hello students, I'm Sarika, your maths teacher. I'll be teaching now third chapter quadrilaterals of class 8th, right? So what are quadrilaterals? Quadrilaterals are four-sided figure. Before studying the quadrilaterals, different type of quadrilaterals, we should know what is a polygon. A polygon is a close-sided figure which is closed and it is made by the line segments, not the curves, line segments. If it is closed, it is a polygon, right? Like it is a simple closed figure made by line segments. Like this is a polygon, this is a polygon, this is not a polygon because it's open. Polygon means a close-sided figure, right? So we have some special type of polygons having the sides 3. Polygon will be starting from 3 sides because if you make only 2 sides here, it is not a close-sided figure. So you have to make at least there should be 3 sides to make a polygon, a close-sided figure. So there are different special types of polygons. Like we have heard about triangles having 3 sides, quadrilaterals 4 sides, right? 5 sides is called pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, octagon, like that. I've already written here on the board. I'll explain from here. Special polygons, right? Number of sides, name of the polygon, regular and irregular. What do you mean regular? What do you mean by irregular? Regular means if that figure will have equal sides, equal angles, then it is called a regular polygon. If it doesn't have all the sides are not equal, right? They are of different length, then they are called irregular polygons, right children? Now first let us start. When the number of sides are 3, it means it is a triangle, and triangle, it is regular, it will be regular if all the sides are same and the angles are same. For example, an equilateral triangle, right? So it is regular. And isosceles triangle and scalene triangle, they are irregular polygons. Then comes if the number of sides are 4, they are called quadrilaterals, which the on which the we have name of the chapter is also quadrilaterals only. So we will be studying in detail the different types of quadrilaterals and their properties, right? So quadrilaterals, four-sided figure, I've taken as squares because square is regular. It has all sides equal, all angles equal. So square is a regular polygon, regular quadrilateral, and I've drawn the irregular one. Also having 4 sides means quadrilateral. Now 5 sides, a polygon having 5 sides is called pentagon, right? A pentagon. So pentagon means having 5 sides. If all the sides are equal, right, then it is called a regular pentagon, and this one is irregular because sides are not the same length, right? Okay, now then comes when n is 6, it is called a hexagon, right? Hexagon. This is a hexagon having 6 sides. All the sides are same. Regular and irregular one is this one having the different sides. Then accordingly, then comes heptagon. Heptagon or septagon. It is also called septagon. Heptagon having 7 sides. All the sides are equal. So it is a regular polygon. If all the sides are not equal, it is irregular. So we learned till 10, right? I've written here 7, then 8. 8 one is called octagon. Octagon having 8 sides. वो regular होगा if all the sides 8 sides are of equal length. If they are of different length, then it is irregular. You can draw yourself. N means 9. If there are 9 sides, it's called nonagon. 10 sides is called decagon. Right? All sides equal means वो regular होगा, or all the sides are not equal, then it will be irregular. I'll recall this again, right? So there are different special types of polygons: triangle, quadrilateral, pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, octagon, nonagon, and decagon, having the number of sides 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So these are the figures. If all the sides are equal, they lie under the category of a regular polygon. If all the sides are not equal, the irregular polygon. I hope this basic introduction of quadrilaterals is clear. So now I'll explain. Now we can find out the number of diagonals also. How many diagonals are there in the figure, right? There is a formula for the diagonals, and you can find the number of sum of the interior angles in a four-sided figure. What is the sum of the interior angles? In five-sided figure, what is the sum of the interior angles? अंदर के जो interior angles होते हैं उनका sum कैसे निकालते हैं? There is a formula how to find each interior angle, how to find exterior angles also. There are exterior angles. So sum of exterior angles, what is the value? I'll tell you that also. How to find a single value of exterior angle, right? If it is a regular polygon. So we'll be doing this, right? So here, this was the introduction only, right children? Okay, now just revise this, recall in mind. Now we have two more types of polygons, concave polygons and convex polygons. Concave polygons क्या होगा, जिसका if there is all the interior angles उसमें से one or two they can be more than 180. If all the interior angles are less than 180, then it is convex. Like see here, convex polygon, each interior angle is less than 180. This is a convex polygon. Each interior angle, this is one less than 180, this is less than 180, less than 180, less than 180, less than 180, less than 180. Each interior angle, सभी अंदर के interior angles mean inside angles, right? Each they are less than 180. सब 180 से less होंगे. Then it is a convex polygon. Then what happens in concave polygon? Each interior angle is not less than 180. Some can be less than 180, but one or two can be more than 180. Like see here this type of figure. This is less than 180, less than 180, less than 180, less than 180. Interior angles I'm talking about, not exterior. Now here at this point, this is interior angle. It is more than 180. This one is exterior angle. Don't see this one. This is exterior, right? Exterior angle. And this is interior angle. So here, in case of concave polygon, one or two angles, they are more than interior angles, more than 180. अगर आपका कोई भी एक एंगल more than 180 है, that type of polygon is concave. And if all the interior angles they are less than 180, not the total, not the sum, individual angles, if they are less than 180, sub individual angles less than 180, then this type of figure is called convex polygon. Right, children? Now you should know the terms. What do you mean by vertex? Right? What do you mean by the sides? What do you mean by the diagonals? These are the terms which I use here. Now I'll explain here only. This point, these points, these corner points, right, where which is a meeting point of two line segments, जहाँ दो line segments meet करती है, that point is called a vertex. Sides means line segments. These are the sides of the polygon. Then these are the diagonals. इनको हम diagonals बोलते हैं. Diagonals कैसे बनते हैं? When you join, like I'll take a square. When you join two non-consecutive points, consecutive होते हैं साथ साथ वाले. These are two consecutive points. इनको join करके तो that is a side. Diagonal ही बनता है. Diagonal बनेगा non-consecutive. This is these two points are non-consecutive. ये साथ साथ वाले नहीं है. साथ साथ वाले ये दो होते हैं. ये दो. So non-consecutive points को join करके diagonals बनता है. So how do we find the diagonals? By joining the two non-consecutive points. Like these two are non-consecutive. So in this case, there are only two diagonals, right? If we have a figure of many sides, then we'll check. Now see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like accordingly 6. So there is a formula to find the number of diagonals. You don't have to count them and draw them. You just have a formula, just apply the formula. You get to know how many diagonals this type of figure will have, like quadrilateral. How many diagonals quadrilateral will have? Two diagonals. Pentagon, hexagon, and so ever. Then we have to find out. So I hope convex polygons and concave polygons are clear. Difference क्या है? Concave का कोई एक angle, one or two angle more than 180 हो सकते हैं. So I hope these two terms are clear, students. Okay, good. Okay, children. Now let us talk about the number of diagonals. In quadrilateral, different types of polygons, you should know how many diagonals they have, right? How many diagonals we can make in a pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, and whatever it is. So let us calculate. There is a formula. N means the number of sides. N into n minus 3 upon 2. You just have to substitute the value of n. Let us see in triangle how many diagonals we can make. So here n is 3. So we'll substitute here 3. 3 minus 3 upon 2. 3 minus 3 is 0. Whole becomes 0. So we cannot make diagonal in a triangle. 0 diagonals, right? So these are the diagonals. Okay, now let us check in the case of quadrilaterals. N4, right? Now let us apply the formula. Here the formula says 4 into 4 minus 3 upon 2. It gives 4 into 1 upon 2. 4 minus 3 is 1 and 4. We can cancel this 2. So we can make two diagonals. Here 0 diagonals. So yes, we know that in a square there are two diagonals, right? Four-sided figure has two diagonals. Okay. Now let us find out for pentagon. Pentagon n is 5. So let us substitute here 5. 5 minus 3 by 2. So it becomes 5 into 2 upon 2. 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 gets cancelled and we are left with 5. So how many diagonals we can make in a pentagon? We can make 5 diagonals by this formula, right? It's very simple. Now hexagon, it's 6. 6 into 6 minus 3 by 2. So it becomes 6 into 6 minus 3 is 3. Simple calculation. 2 ones are 2 threes are and 3 threes are is 9. So I hope it's clear. In hexagon we can draw 9 diagonals. You can find out in the question if there is a question in exams. Heptagon in question exercise in the book, right? So heptagon means n is 7. Now let us substitute 7. 7 minus 3 by 2, that becomes 7. 7 minus 3 is 4. By 2 we can cancel this. 7 2s are 14. So in case of heptagon we can make 14 diagonals, and accordingly you can find out for heptagon, then octagon. Heptagon I have already found. You can find for octagon 8. Number of sides in octagon are 8. So you can apply this formula. Put here 8. 8 minus 8, 8 minus 3 and 2 and so on. For you can find for nonagon and decagon also. I hope it's clear. I'm just repeating it. Just number of diagonals can be found by this formula, n into n minus 3 by 2. Triangle में when we substituted at 3 it becomes 0. We have 0 diagonals in triangle. Quadrilateral में 4 डाला, solve किया, you got 2 diagonals. Pentagon में we got 5. Hexagon में there are 9 diagonals. We can draw 9. Heptagon में we can draw 14 diagonals, right? So these are the diagonals, and you can find out for octagon, nonagon and decagon. So we know how to find out the diagonals. Okay. Now the next topic is how to find the sum of the interior angles of different polygon, right? It is just for the regular polygon, not irregular. If the polygon is regular, for regular polygons, how to find the sum of the interior angles, right? So this is the formula, n minus 2 multiplied by 180. N means the number of sides. First to subtract that number of sides with 2 and then multiply by 180. Okay, now let us do let us find the sum of the interior angles of a triangle, quadrilateral, pentagon, hexagon and heptagon, right? Okay, triangles. N is 3 for triangles. So 3 minus 2 into 180, that will be 3 minus 2, that is 1. Right? 1 into 180, that is 180. So 180 degree is the sum of interior angles of a triangle. Yes, we know that sum of the interior angle sum property, triangle के जो तीनों angles हैं उनका total 180 होता है, right? Done. Then comes for quadrilaterals. N is 4. Let us substitute here 4. 4 minus 2 multiplied by 180. 4 minus 2 is 2 multiplied by 180, that is 360 degrees. It means in a quadrilateral having 4-sided figure like square, rectangle, trapezium, we'll study these all, right? Different types of quadrilaterals. So 4-sided figure, quadrilateral, the sum of the interior angles is 360 degrees. Now, let us calculate for pentagon. Pentagon means n5. 5 means substitute here 5. 5 डाला n की जगह, 5 minus 2 into 180. Here it's 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 into 180, it is 540 degree. I hope it's clear, right? 180 degree, 360 degree, 540 degree, right? Now let us calculate for hexagon. Hexagon n is 6. Let us substitute here 6 minus 2 multiplied by 180. 6 minus 2 is 4 multiplied by 180, and that is equal to 720 degree. So this angle sum of hexagon, sum of interior angles of hexagon total is 720. Then comes heptagon. Let us substitute here 7 minus 2 multiplied by 180. So here it's 5 into 180, and that is 500, 540, 900. Right? Similarly, you can find out for octagon, nonagon and decagon, right? So I'll repeat. Understanding quadrilateral in this chapter. For regular polygons, how to find the sum of interior angles. We have a formula, right? Formula is n minus 2 multiplied by 180. बस आपकी जो sides है, number of sides है, वो आप यहाँ डालो, minus 2 से करो, into 3, 180 करो, right? So triangle का 3 था, subtract किया, 1 आया, 180 से into किया, so you got the answer 180. So similarly we did for quadrilaterals, pentagon, hexagon and heptagon. We substituted the number of sides here where it is n. We subtracted, multiplied by 180 and we got these angles. So these are the sum of interior angles of triangle, quadrilateral, pentagon, hexagon and heptagon, right? I hope this topic is clear. You can find out for octagon, nonagon and decagon also. So this way you come to know what are the angles, some interior angles, some of the interior angles of these figures, so that you can find out, you can solve the question. Sometimes pentagon is given, some angles are given, some are x, written x, you have to find that unknown. So there you use this total angle in order to find. Now we'll do the next topic here. Let us see. Okay, children. Now I have explained how to find the sum of the interior angles of a regular polygon, right? If it is a regular, means having all the angles equal, all the sides equal. We are talking about only regular polygons, right? All angles equal. So how to find each interior angle of a regular polygon? Regular polygon है वो square है, quadrilateral है, square है, right? Suppose it is a square, it is a regular polygon, सारी sides सारे angles equal हैं. So आपको अगर उसका individual angle निकालना है, suppose we have a regular pentagon, we have a regular hexagon, right? So you know the sum now, sum of all the angles. You know you have to find individual angle कि एक interior angle कितने के इक्वल है, व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ इंटीरियर एंगल इफ यू नो द सम, और आपको नंबर ऑफ साइड्स पता है, ठीक है? तो अगर ये दोनों चीजें पता है तो यू कैन फाइंड आउट इंडिविजुअल एंगल कि एक कितने के इक्वल होगा, राइट? नाउ सी हियर, जस्ट नाउ बिफोर दिस I explained n minus 2 into 180. This is the formula for the sum of interior angles. Sum का आपका है, you know the sum, सारा sum कितना है सब angles का, उसको अगर आप number of, if you divide it by number of the sides, you get that individual interior angle, right? Sorry. So now here an example. Suppose sum is 360 degree. You know that the sum of the interior angles is 360 and you know that we have a four-sided figure. आप उस total को four-sided figure 4 से divide करो, you get 90. Yes, this is the individual angle. Means जो इसके 4 angles होंगे वो सब 90, 90, 90, 90 होंगे equal, because we are talking about regular polygon. Regular में सब equal ही होंगे, different नहीं होंगे, right? So how to find? आप each interior angle take the total, total आपका जो भी होगा, जैसे हमने अभी किया था, total of 5 sided figure क्या होती है 720, 540 फिर 720, अब वो total लो, उसको नंबर ऑफ साइड से डिवाइड करो, अगर 540 है तो उसकी साइड 5 थी, 5 से डिवाइड करो, जो इंडिविजुअल एंगल आता है दैट इज द ईच इंटीरियर एंगल. सो दिस वे यू कैन फाइंड आउट टोटल, का आपको सम ऑफ इंटीरियर एंगल पता होना चाहिए और नंबर ऑफ साइड्स पता होने चाहिए, देन यू कैन फाइंड आउट द ईच कि वो एक कितने के इक्वल होगा. अगर उसमें 5 एंगल्स है अंदर, उसका टोटल आपको पता 540 है, साइड भी पता है 5, 5 से डिवाइड करो, आपको एक एंगल पता चल जाएगा, राइट? ओके, नाउ लेट अस फाइंड आउट नाउ सम ऑफ एक्सटीरियर एंगल्स ऑफ अ रेगुलर पॉलीगन. कि अब एक्सटीरियर एंगल्स का क्या सम होता है? व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय द एक्सटीरियर? एक्सटीरियर का मतलब है कोई भी आपकी फिगर है, सपोज आई हैव दिस फोर साइडेड फिगर, राइट? सो ये जो बाहर के एंगल्स होते हैं, अगर आप इसको एक्सटेंड करोगे लाइन इधर को, दिस वे, दिस वे, दिस वे, सो देयर आर सम एक्सटीरियर एंगल्स देयर, राइट? So these are the exterior angles, right? So sum of the exterior angles of a regular polygon, all types of polygons, whether it is a quadrilateral, right? Whether it is a quadrilateral, it is a pentagon, it is a hexagon, sum of exterior angles is always equals to 360 degrees. No calculation, no formula, just only one value, 360. Sum of exterior angles सबका चाहे कोई भी फिगर हो, कितनी भी साइड हो, उसके सम ऑफ एक्सटीरियर इज ऑलवेज 360. दैट इज अ फिक्स नंबर, राइट? आपको कोई कैलकुलेट नहीं करना सबके लिए इंडिविजुअली, उसका सम एक्सटीरियर का 360 है. चलो, दिस यू नो दैट all the sum of the exterior angle is 360 degree. Now if you have to find individual exterior angle, जैसे हमने individual each interior निकाला, अब आप each exterior भी चाहेंगे, right? Now we are talking about only regular मतलब अगर उसमें exterior angles हैं तो सब equal होंगे, interior equal होंगे, exterior equal होंगे. This is a regular polygon. So this is for regular polygon only, not for irregular, right? कोई कुछ होगा एंगल, कोई कुछ, we are not talking about that. अगर सारे इक्वल है so उसके सबका टोटल 360 है. अब आप उसको अगर नंबर ऑफ साइड से डिवाइड कर देंगे, लाइक इफ यूल डिवाइड बाय 4, यूल डिवाइड बाय 5, यूल डिवाइड बाय 6, आपको ईच एक्सटीरियर एंगल मिल जाएगा उस फिगर का, राइट? नाउ आई हैव टेकन एन एग्जांपल ऑफ पेंटागन. पेंटागन है आपका, टोटल 360 होगा, वो पेंटागन है चाहे क्वाड्रिलेटरल 360 होगा. आप उसको नंबर ऑफ साइड से जस्ट डिवाइडेड, सो आई हैव डिवाइडेड बाय 5, आई गॉट टू नो 72. मतलब अगर पेंटागन है 5 साइडेड फिगर है, उसके जितने भी एक्सटीरियर एंगल्स हो गए इंडिविजुअल सब वो सारे 72 72 72 होंगे, वो 5 होंगे, राइट. 5 एक्सटीरियर एंगल्स, 5 से ज़्यादा नहीं बनाने, राइट. सो देर आर 5 एक्सटीरियर एंगल्स और they all are 72 in case of a pentagon. Similarly, you can find out for hexagon, heptagon. So what are the individual exterior angles of different polygons, right? You can find out only for regular. We are talking about only regular polygons जिसमें सब एंगल सेम होंगे तभी कैलकुलेशन होगा, वरना नहीं होगा. अब हमें क्या पता डिफरेंट डिफरेंट क्या होंगे. दैट कैन बी सॉल्व्ड इन अ क्वेश्चन, राइट. लीनियर पेयर लेके डिफरेंट करके we'll be doing the questions also accordingly, right. I hope how to find the sum of interior angles. I wrote the formula earlier. Then this is sum of interior angles, and if you divide by n से आप डिवाइड करते हैं तो you got the each, उसका एक हमें इंटीरियर एंगल पता चल जाता है जो कि सारे सही इक्वल होंगे. अगर 4 है तो चारों इक्वल होंगे, 5 है तो all 5 will be equal, और वो इक्वल वाला पार्ट एक ही होगा, राइट. सिमिलरली सम ऑफ एक्सटीरियर हमेशा इट्स ऑलवेज 360 डिग्रीज. नो कैलकुलेशन फॉर, नो फॉर्मूला फॉर दिस, राइट. अगर सम तो पता चल गया एक्सटीरियर का, अगर हमने एक एक्सटीरियर निकालना हो किसी फिगर का लाइक पेंटागन का, तब उसको नंबर ऑफ साइड से यू कैन डिवाइड एंड यू कैन फाइंड आउट ईच एक्सटीरियर एंगल ऑफ दैट फिगर. आई होप दिस टॉपिक इज क्लियर चिल्ड्रन. जस्ट रिकॉल द थिंग्स इन माइंड, right. Then try the questions based on this theory at least. So we'll be doing. Now we will discuss the properties of some special quadrilaterals. Special quadrilaterals means like parallelograms, rectangle, square, trapezium, right. Different kite also, right. Okay. Now I have written the properties of parallelograms and rectangle, right. So parallelogram. What is a parallelogram? A parallelogram, this type of figure we have in a parallelogram, right. This type of figure we have in parallelogram. Opposite sides equal, opposite sides parallel. Equal भी होती हैं, parallel भी होती हैं. Diagonals bisect. आधा half of diagonal bisects means diagonal half portion में equal होते हैं. इधर का diagonal DO equals to BO, OC and OA. They're equal. So diagonals bisect, right? Opposite angles equal. These angles are equal, opposite, right. So I have written it: opposite sides equal, opposite sides parallel, opposite angles equal, and diagonals bisect each other. These are the 4 properties which parallelogram has, right. We should know the properties. So this type of figure is a parallelogram. Opposite की 2 sides parallel भी होंगी, equal भी होंगी. Opposite की, only opposite की sides, right. Okay. Now let us talk about now rectangle. What is the property? What are the properties of a rectangle, not triangle. Sorry. So rectangle. So rectangle, all the properties of a parallelogram is contained in a rectangle. Rectangle has all the properties of a parallelogram. Parallelogram की 4 properties क्या थी? Opposite sides same, right. On opposite sides पैरेलल भी होती है ऑपोजिट साइड्स और इक्वल भी होती है. ऑपोजिट एंगल्स इक्वल भी होते हैं और डायगोनल्स बाइसेक्ट भी करते हैं. ये 4 की 4 प्रॉपर्टीज दे आर कंटेन्ड इन रेक्टेंगल. सो रेक्टेंगल की अपनी भी कुछ और प्रॉपर्टीज है जो डिफरेंट है अदर देन पैरेललोग्राम, राइट. नाउ लेट अस डिस्कस दोस. लाइक ऑपोजिट साइड्स इक्वल, ऑपोजिट साइड्स पैरेलल. ये तो सेम था पैरेललोग्राम में भी. ऑल एंगल्स 90, उसमें 90 नहीं थे सारे, राइट. सो ऑल एंगल्स आर 90. सो ये वाली opposite angles equal same property थी which was in parallelogram also. So opposite angles equal means 90 90 तो है ही है, तो opposite equal तो है ही है, पर सारे 90 हैं, right. Diagonals equal. इसमें एक different property क्या है? Diagonals are equal in rectangle but the diagonals are not equal in parallelogram. Diagonals bisect in parallelogram. So here also diagonals bisect. half of portion diagonal का equal है. So how rectangle is different from parallelogram? एक तो इसके 90 है, angles are 90, here angles are not 90. Here the diagonals are equal, diagonals are not equal. Rest they have the same property, right? So rectangle contains all the properties of a parallelogram, but parallelogram does not contain all the properties of a rectangle. So these are the 2 figures. I'll explain once again. Opposite sides equal, right children? Opposite sides are equal. Opposite sides are parallel. This is the symbol of parallel. This is the symbol of equal. Opposite sides equal and parallel. Diagonals bisect, half of portion में divide करता है. Opposite angles equal. ये 4 properties हो गई, right? ये चारों properties rectangle में हैं, ठीक है. I'm not going to repeat those ones. Different क्या है? Diagonals are equal. All angles 90. ऑपोजिट इक्वल तो है ही है, जैसे यहाँ है 90 90, पर और चारों दे ऑल आर 90, और डायगोनल्स इक्वल है। हियर डायगोनल्स आर नॉट इक्वल, डायगोनल्स बाइसेक्ट, बाइसेक्ट होता है आधे आधे पोर्शन में डिवाइड करते हैं दोनों में, लेकिन यहाँ डायगोनल्स इक्वल है, यहाँ नहीं है। वहाँ पे 90 डिग्री है सारे एंगल, यहाँ नहीं है। सो दिस इज द different, there are 2 points of differences between parallelogram and rectangle. I hope the properties of parallelograms and rectangle are clear, right? Now I'll write the other properties, other special quadrilaterals, children. Okay children, now 3 more special quadrilaterals are left. Let us discuss the properties of these. Now square, rhombus and kite, right? Now square has all the properties of a parallelogram. What were the properties of a parallelogram? Let us recall: opposite sides equal, opposite sides parallel, right? Diagonals bisect each other, opposite angles equal. So all properties of a parallelogram, all properties of a rectangle. We have already discussed the properties of a rectangle. So it has all the properties of a rectangle and all the properties of a rhombus. Rhombus I'm going to discuss here, right? So square has all the properties of a parallelogram, rhombus and a rectangle, right? Now comes rhombus. Now rhombus has all the properties of a parallelogram, again the same, right? Parallelogram again same, opposite sides equal, opposite sides parallel, diagonals bisect, opposite angles equal, all properties of a parallelogram. What are the different properties other than parallelograms? Are diagonals are perpendicular to each other. In parallelogram they were not, the diagonals were not bisecting at 90 degree. Perpendicular means 90 degree, right? But here the diagonals, they meet at 90 degree. So this is a different property other than parallelogram, right? And here also diagonals bisect at 90 because स्क्वायर में भी सब प्रॉपर्टीज रोम्बस की होती है. अगर रोम्बस के डायगोनल बाइसेक्ट करते हैं 90 पे, तो स्क्वायर के भी करते हैं, क्योंकि स्क्वायर की सारी प्रॉपर्टीज है रोम्बस वाली. ओके, सो रोम्बस हैज ऑल द प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ अ पैरेललोग्राम and its own property is that the diagonals bisect at 90 degree. The diagonals are perpendicular to each other. Now comes the kite, the last one. Kite also has the different properties, right? Not similar properties. Now here it doesn't have all the properties of a parallelogram. So the property is that the diagonal bisect, right? The diagonals, they bisect at 90 degree. So they are perpendicular diagonals and one diagonal bisect the other. This diagonal AC, it bisects this diagonal BD, means this part is equal to both the diagonals, they don't bisect each other. Only one diagonal, that is AC, जो है इस diagonal को bisect करता है दो parts में, ऊपर वाला नीचे वाला, ठीक है. लेकिन BD नहीं bisect करता AC को. These are not same. So only one diagonal bisect the other, means एक diagonal half half होगा, दूसरा नहीं होगा. और diagonals and diagonals, they bisect at 90 degree. Okay children, I hope these properties are clear now, right? So square में सारी प्रॉपर्टीज पैरेललोग्राम की है, रेक्टेंगल में सारी प्रॉपर्टीज पैरेललोग्राम की है, और रोम्बस में सारी प्रॉपर्टीज पैरेललोग्राम की है. सो आप ये बोल सकते हो कि जो पैरेललोग्राम है उसकी चारों की चारों प्रॉपर्टीज किस किस में है? स्क्वायर, रोम्बस एंड रेक्टेंगल, चारों प्रॉपर्टीज हैं. तो पैरेललोग्राम, राइट, जो है कंटेन्ड है इन तीनों में, राइट. बट वी कैन नॉट से दैट स्क्वायर इज अ पैरेललोग्राम, राइट, बिकॉज उसकी डिफरेंट प्रॉपर्टीज है. रोम्बस की भी अपनी डिफरेंट प्रॉपर्टीज है, रेक्टेंगल की भी अपनी डिफरेंट प्रॉपर्टीज है. वो क्या है? रेक्टेंगल के डायगोनल सेम थे पर पैरेललोग्राम के नहीं थे, राइट. सो पैरेललोग्राम बोल सकते हैं कि वो एक रेक्टेंगल है, पर रेक्टेंगल पैरेललोग्राम नहीं है, उल्टा बोल सकते हैं, राइट. यहाँ पे भी हम बोल सकते हैं कि जो पैरेललोग्राम जो है वो जो स्क्वायर है दैट इज नॉट अ पैरेललोग्राम, बट पैरेललोग्राम, राइट, सॉरी, स्क्वायर दैट इज अ पैरेललोग्राम, क्योंकि वो पैरेललोग्राम की सारी प्रॉपर्टीज लेता है. लेकिन पैरेललोग्राम को हम स्क्वायर नहीं बोल सकते, क्योंकि स्क्वायर की अपनी डिफरेंट प्रॉपर्टीज है. आई होप द प्रॉपर्टीज आर क्लियर, ठीक है. कुछ कॉमन प्रॉपर्टीज है, कुछ डिफरेंट प्रॉपर्टीज है. ओके चिल्ड्रन, सो नाउ वील डू सम क्वेश्चंस. नाउ लेट अस डिस्कस सम क्वेश्चंस, राइट. सो आई हैव रिटन 3 questions related to parallelograms. All these 3 are parallelogram, right? We have to find the value of x, y and z also, right? I'll write here x, y and z. Okay, so there are 3 variables. Okay children, now let us see the first figure. This is a parallelogram, we know that, so we can apply the properties of a parallelogram, right? So here parallelogram says opposite sides are equal, so I've just equated AB is equal to CD, opposite sides are equal. Now here AB is equal to CD. Now what are the equations? You just write down right? 4y plus 2 is CD and this is AB. I have written this way. So this equals to this. You can solve the equation and you can find out. Now let us do that. So 4y is equal to 2 goes to the right side, right? It becomes 28 and y is equal to 28 and 4. 4 sevens are 28. So value of y is 7. Okay, now now let us see the other two opposite sides. They are also equal. AD is equal to BC. 5x equals to 20. So x equals to 20 divided by 5. That is 4. So value of x is 4 and the value of y is 7 in this case, right? So we applied the property that opposite sides are of equal length. Equal length means equate the equations which have been given in the opposite sides. Now let us see the second question, right? Okay, here. This is also a parallelogram. Now we'll be applying the properties of the diagonals. So diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Half of diagonals are equal. So they are equal, their equations will be equal. So here OD will be equals to OB. So OD is y plus 5 and OD is 18. OB is 18. So what is y? 18 minus 5 and that is 13. So y is 13. So now we can take the other diagonals also. OC, OA. They are also equal. OC equals to OA, right? So what is the equation of OC? That is x plus 5 and OA is 16. So here we need to substitute the value of y because we have already found y. हमारा आंसर आ चुका है y का. So we can write there. So 16 shift this to that side and x is equals to 3. 13 plus 3, 16. So these are the values of x and y. So y is 13, x is 3. So we have found here applying the properties of sides, opposite sides equal. Here the diagonals are equal. They bisect diagonals, right? Diagonals are not equal. The half of portions are equal, right? Now this is a different question here. It is also a parallelogram, right? Now you have to find here x, y, and z, and this is an exterior point. I have substituted. I have written here P, interior angle, right? So now let us see what are the properties of a parallelogram related to angles is opposite angles are equal. So opposite angles are these and these. So A is equal to C. So what is A? That is Y. C is 60. So value of Y is 60 because opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Now, how to find this Z? Here Z plus 60, that is 180. That is called co-interior sum angles, right? So I'll write here co-interior sum, that is 180. Okay, so how to find Z now? 180 minus 60 and that is 120. So Z will be 120. We found Y with the help of C, opposite angles equal. Then Z and 60, they are co-interior sum, 180. So Z will be 180 minus 60, that is 120. So this is 120. So P and Z are their opposite. So P will also be 120 degree because opposite angles same. Now we need to find X. X and P are linear pair, right? It's linear pair. So X plus P will be 180. X plus P is 180 and we know the value of P, that is 120. So we can substitute, we can find out P. 180 minus X. X I'll substitute, not X, sorry, P. X we have to find. P will be going to that side and that will be 60 degree. How to find X? X plus P linear pair होता है. I hope you know linear pair. एक straight line है, उसमें जितने भी angles होते हैं सब total linear pair होता है. तो यहाँ पे दो angles हैं, एक P और एक X. उसका total that is 180, right? If we have a straight line, there are different angles वहाँ, उन सब का total 180 होता है. वहाँ पे दो angles भी हो सकते हैं, 3 angles भी हो सकते हैं. तो यहाँ पे this is a straight line, this is a line, right? So यहाँ पे दो angles हैं, that is called linear pair, right? So linear pair है आपके पास यहाँ पे. So x plus p, that is 180. तो p आपके पास ऑलरेडी है, that will go to that side. p वहाँ नेगेटिव हो जाएगा, p की वैल्यू मैंने डायरेक्ट डाल दी. 180 minus 120, that is 60. So this way we found the value of x also, right? So x is 60, z is 120, y is 60 degree. I hope these three questions are clear. यहाँ पे हमने साइड्स को इक्वल किया, इक्वेशंस बनाई और हमारा आंसर आ गया x और y का. यहाँ पे हमने डायगोनल्स के हाफ ऑफ पोर्शंस इक्वल किए क्योंकि प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ पैरेललोग्राम में डायगोनल्स दे बाइसेक्ट, डायगोनल्स हाफ हाफ इक्वल होते हैं, प्रॉपर्टी लगाई, वी जस्ट फाउंड आउट। यहाँ पे हमने एंगल्स लगाया, राइट, पैरेललोग्राम में ऑपोजिट एंगल्स इक्वल होते हैं तो y वहां से आ गया, को इंटीरियर सम 180 होता है वहां से z आ गया, z की हेल्प से p आ गया, ऑपोजिट इक्वल होते हैं p सेम आ गया z जितना z है, और यहाँ दोनों को वी अप्लाइड लीनियर पेयर, जितना ये था उसको 180 से माइनस किया, सो हमारा x आ गया 60 degree. So I hope these 3 questions are clear, children. Okay, we'll do more questions now. Now, first I'll discuss there's one more type of quadrilateral, special quadrilateral, trapezium, right? So trapezium is of this type, right? A, B, C, and D. There is one side, opposite side parallel, other is not, right? And if these non-parallel sides are equal, that is called isosceles trapezium, right? ये trapezium होता है, एक ऑपोजिट साइड्स इक्वल नहीं होती है, पैरेलल ही होती है, अगर नॉन पैरेलल साइड्स इक्वल हो उसको हम आइसोसेलेस ट्रेपेजियम बोलते हैं, राइट? सो ओके, नाउ वी डू दिस क्वेश्चन हियर. Angles of a quadrilateral are in the ratio 1:2:3:4 and find individual angles of a quadrilateral. First of all, before doing this question, we should know what was the total of interior angles of a quadrilateral. When we calculated, that was 360 degree. So whenever the sides are angles or sides are in ratio, we write x with that, right? 1x, 2x, 3x and 4x. So the sum of this will be 360 because we know that in quadrilateral the angles of interior angle sum is 180. Sorry, 360, right? So add them up. So 10x, right? 10x equals to 360. So x will be equals to 360 divided by 10 and 36 degrees. Now your angles are x, 2x, 3x and 4x. X, so we know that it is 36. Now the second angle will be the double of it, 2x, 2 into 36 degree, that is 72. Then comes 3 into 36, that is 108 degrees. Then comes 4 into 36. We have to substitute the value of x, which we found, right? Here it will be 144. 4 6 are 24, 3 are 20. Yes. So this is a question in which the angles were given in ratio and we wrote them in terms of x. The sum of angles in a quadrilateral is 360. If it would have been a question of pentagon, so then you have to put here 540. So first you find out the value of x, then you substitute the value of x in different angles because angles you have x tha 2x, 3x and 4x tha. So then you can find out the angles. So these are the 4 angles if they are in ratio this. Okay children, so now I'm done with the chapter. So now in next video I'll start the next chapter. Okay, thank you children. Work hard. Try other questions also related to the properties. Revise the formulas for finding the number of diagonals. Learn the formula for finding out the interior sum of interior angles, right? Finding out the individual interior angle of regular polygons, right? Learn the differences between the properties of a parallelogram, rectangle, kite, rhombus, square, and this trapezium also. Trapezium has only this property that one pair is parallel only, right? And this is isosceles if the non-parallel sides are equal, right? So you can try different questions. Okay children, thank you. Have a great time. God bless you.